Wolfmix officially released their 2.0 Double Trouble firmware updates into production, and I made a video detailing all of the exciting new features and changes. And so I spent some time updating my own light show, and I just wanted to make this quick follow-up detailing what this means for your light show and some of the cool new designs that you can implement. Hey everybody, how's it going? Daryl here, welcome to the channel. So if you're new here, we talk about everything DJ related, lighting design. So we're gonna go over some of the cool new features and some of the cool new designs and chases and patterns you can create with the Wolfmix in this video. And we're gonna review the auto-generated presets. So the light show behind me is what I've dubbed the Wolfmix shortcut, and you can get your hands on it as well. And I'll have a link in the description below where you can learn more about incorporating this light show into your setup and saving time in the process. Okay, here's my setup. So now with multiple effects engines, you can do some really cool stuff with your chases. So here's an example of one of my chases that uses the color effects. And so this is the default behavior of the chases, is that it just tries to apply the chase to everything, every fixture. And so if you notice the tubes look great. It changes colors, but then the pars just kind of change instantly with a little bit of delay, but it doesn't look as smooth as the tubes. So what's happening is that it's trying to apply this color effects chase to all of the lights, and each pixel tube, it treats it as 16 individual lights. So that's 4 times 16 individual zones, and it goes through it pretty quickly. And then the pars, it just treats it like 4 zones. So now with this new link feature, notice that if I do link group, it goes through the pars a little bit more slowly. It looks a little bit cleaner, and I am a huge fan of that. So I apply that to a lot of my different chases as well. It tries to apply the effect to each group individually instead of all of them at the same time. And do you have the link fixture?
It applies the effect to each fixture individually. Let's go ahead and take a look at another example.
So this is another chase that I felt was really beneficial to have this link group. If you look at the colors of the pars, it's a little bit more uniform, but then when you do link group, the colors are a little bit more spread out, and I like that a little bit better. Same with this one. This was the default behavior. Notice how the tubes, it's going through all these colors, but it just sweeps through the pars. But now with link group, it's just kind of applying the colors at random all over the place, and I just feel for an uplight effect, that looks a lot better. And that link fixture does a completely different thing, and that is really cool. So here's another one where I did the link group for the beams. So this is what it looked like before. But then with link group, I like what those pars are doing a little bit more. And then link fixture, that's what that would look like. So you can use 2 different effects engines, but I didn't find myself using that nearly as much as this link functionality. But here's an example of a preset where I did that, where I have group A, my uplights using effects 2, while group B and D using effects 1. So this is what the uplights are doing, just sending the color scheme from left to right. And then group 1 is doing this rainbow, and then you can see that in the tubes with the colors going up or down. So something I learned about live edits the hard way is that while you can access a lot of the functionality of your individual lights, you can access pretty much every single parameter of your lights. So you can access things like rotation, gobos, dimmers, prisms, ring lights. If you ever move the DMX address of your fixture, if you're gonna go into fixtures and you decide to and change the DMX address of that fixture, those changes you made in the live edit don't follow with your new address. So that can be problematic, and you might have clashing instructions from old addresses. So that might be okay if you're not changing your lights a lot, but for me, having a Wolfmix template, that just became very problematic. So instead of using live edits, it's better to use the encoders. So one of the big changes that was made with Double Trouble is that under this Gobo button, you have more of these. You can encode more. So if you look down here, you can choose the rotation, the prism, the focus, the zoom, and the iris. And so I noticed that these weren't really working for my movers. So I had to delete them and re-add them, but it was definitely well worth the trouble. So for these particular movers, I can do a lot of things. So I can engage the rotate, and I can choose which speed it goes, and I can reverse it. I can turn on the prism, and I can adjust the focus so it gets more blurry. And then this is particularly helpful because some gobos rotate and some do not. This is one of those non-rotating gobos. The rotation is actually determined by which value I have for the prism. So I can adjust the speed. This is just one of the functionality of this mover. This might not apply to all movers. But yeah, I had to remap all of these gobos, but I added some that rotated and some that did not. It's like shaking because of the value I set. So this particular mover does not zoom. So what I did is I mapped the ring lights and the ring lights macro speed to these two encoders. So let me demonstrate. Yeah, so this is one of the macros. And so as I adjust this, it changes like the macro that I use. And this particular one changes the speed. And so I had to get comfortable with modifying and creating my own profile. So I took an existing profile that worked and I mapped the zoom to the ring light channel and the iris functionality to the speed of this channel. And so it is a bit limited. There are quite a few more parameters that I could set to like change the color of this ring light. So it's not perfect, but this is just a lot easier because I can just take these settings and then I can save them into my preset. And it doesn't matter if I change the address of my fixture, it moves around along with it. So I don't know why this is one of my favorite pixel chases for pixel tubes, but it's like a rainbow up. It's just the separated colors as they go up. I don't know. So this is something you were not able to do in Wolfmix before, but thanks to the link fixture, you can. So with no link fixture, it looked something like that. But now with that, yeah, you can do that. And so there's a few other presets that I like that I was able to accomplish with this link fixture. So there's another example of where I like link fixture on those pixel tubes. So before it would look like that, but with link fixture, it does the effect unanimously across each fixture. So that's pretty cool. There's another one, exploding rainbow, where it's doing a rainbow from the middle and exploding out. And then if you look at the movers, it's kind of doing a rainbow ring light to match along with that. And so I just have like my zoom and my iris controlling that macro. And this is another link fixture on the beam effects. So actually it looks kind of cool without it, but with it, see the animation on the tubes is unanimous, even though the colors are kind of gradient from left to right. So yeah, I'm a fan of that for sure. I think that looks really cool. Also worth mentioning that you have these auto-generated presets. They're really easy to create. You choose the start page, you generate them. And that's just something new you have with presets in general though. You're able to save certain attributes, but you don't have to save all of them. So if you don't want to save the Gobo or the live edits or like the color, you can deselect them.
The auto-generated intelligent presets are ready-made lighting scenes or looks that the controller builds for you, so you don't have to manually program every individual fixture, like the color, the movement, the beams, the Gobos, the live edit, etc. And think of them as starter scenes that you can trigger live or edit even further. And it creates 80 different presets. It only gives you 20 fully fleshed out presets where every single parameter is set, everything from colors to movements to beams. And then it gives you 3 additional pages of 20 each of beams effects, movement effects, and color effects. And I'll demonstrate that more in a little bit. And it's dynamic in the sense that it applies it to the fixtures you have patched into the Wolfmix, but it is not AI generated in the sense that you can give it feedback and it will generate dynamic presets based on your text-based input, but rather it'll generate the same presets as often as you click that generate preset button. So they may be a little bit basic, but I think that they are pretty good for what they are.
They only give you one page of just presets and they have one of just like color effects where it just changes the color but doesn't change any of the beams. So let's probably choose something a little more static like that to demonstrate like this color. So this one just changes the color. So these presets labeled in blue only change the color. They don't change like any of the beams or the movement effects. So all my movement effects are stacked from the previous preset over here to the startup, which doesn't do much. So yeah, these just seem to be mostly like static colors, no color movement. Okay, there's some color movement down here. Oh, that's pretty. That's zippy. That's nice. Oh, that is wild. And then that is pretty colorful. And so these just adjust the movements. So it looks like these are like static positions really. So I'm not gonna go through all of them, but notice that we can stack different presets together. So this is just controlling the movement, none of the colors. And then also there's lots of like beam stuff. So there's an entire bank for beams. We won't go through all of them. It's basically what you're getting with these auto-generated presets. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you found this helpful, please smash like and subscribe. And if you're interested in learning more about my own presets, the Wolfmix shortcut, I'll have a link in the description below where you can learn more. And if you're interested in learning more about Wolfmix, you can check out my full tutorial. So I'll see you in the next video.